today. Did any of y'all have questions about what some of these words meant? Who knows what most all of those words mean? Who has questions about one or more of those words?
I have a question about one.
Which word?
Spitball.
Okay. So what we're gonna have y'all do today is read independently a text that's gonna help you understand more of the words. You said there was some that you didn't know as well?
Well, spitball was one of them, but it's because all the other words seem to have theme, and I know what a spitball, I mean, like, I can blow a spitball at you, but I don't know how that is related to these words.
Does anybody else have a prediction about what that could mean based on the story that you've been reading?
There's a certain like type of ball, there's the curveball and the fastball or
Why is golfing up there? It doesn't have anything to do with baseball.
Does anybody know how golfing could relate to baseball? Maybe it's a swing. Alright, so right now what we need you to do is you're going to read over this text to yourself and then we'll discuss it. This text right here.
You're going to be reading the beginner's guide to baseball.
Thank you.
Alright, now while you guys are reading, I want you guys to kind of like discuss at your tables how these words can come up in the context before we read it.
I know.
these terms are going to be used I'm guessing it's really about baseball. To describe maybe a taking out like everything that's going on when we see the word. I'm guessing it's a baseball player. Yeah. I think it's about the guy who's playing baseball.
So I go sit back down, and I asked my mom if I could bring my Game Boy. That's not related to baseball, right? But look, it's swinging and obviously low pitch. So it's like when you're just. I thought that was bunting. That's called bunting the ball. But that's like bunting. The bunting's like this. Yeah, so this is a low bunt.
I don't really see anyone swing at it, obviously, because that would probably be classified as a ball.
Right.
Or if you swing at a low pitch and you're done, then you get a strike.
These are crossover athletes that they thought were a ball. I know what a ball is.
Not like the baseball.
No, like the call. The umpire calls.
There's a ball.
Oh, it's when they.
No, there's a ball.
They don't swing.
That picture has to be for
Alright, how do you guys think that some of these words are going to be introduced in the text?
Well, I
that there may be a pitcher, because there's a lot of different pitches being introduced.
Maybe a baseball game
Different
going
types of,
on.
yes, there might, yeah. And if this is about football, it's very confused. Oh, sorry.
Stripes. I just thought, no, I didn't. I knew that.
So you
I
have
was thinking bowling when I saw the list, because I didn't make
you have a
sure.
question about the word golf.
This is the title, the no spit sleeping knuckler with a twist. No spit makes me think the spitball. No spit. Spitball juggling. Can't do it. Yep.
Or sometimes when I pitch, I like to put the ball in the glove, you know, and they could maybe have like a little patch, you know, they like rub it on it or something like that. Now I want to read the story.
But we already read it. I actually read it yesterday.
We read this story yesterday?
Yeah. You read this yesterday. We read this.
All right, take about 1 more minute to get through discussing. About 30 more seconds, somewhere around those lines. All right, class, now we're going to call your attention back to the front of the classroom. All right. As I walked around the class, I heard various different observations about what we think we're going to do and how we're going to introduce these words. So now we're going to actually read the text to try to see if you guys were right about any of your predictions.
Start reading now.
I'm gonna read it aloud, and you guys just.
And you did read this text yesterday, but now you're going to read it with the new knowledge that you learned in your other text.
Alright, this is No Good Sleeping, Knuckle with a Twist by Greg Trine. Alright, and we're not going to read the whole story, we're just going to introduce a piece of it, and then we'll go into it with our discussion. Alright, it said, hey, Max JP's got a new pitch. My buddy Russ said to me as I pulled into the bike rack, another one, you're supposed to make JP special look like a job, like a law. Racks, I said. Why did she have to come to our school? JP was always coming up with new pitches. Nobody ever got a hit off her except Arnold Ingleton, and he said he was in high school. So I didn't know why she always had to come up with new ones. She really didn't need one, not against us. I caught up with her before class. So JP, I hear you got a new pitch, I said. Yep. What is it? She shook her head. Sorry, top secret. Come on, I can keep a secret, she whispered. It's bad news, Max. Then she went inside and sat down. Wow, I thought that the JP special was bad news. Alright, so from just reading this short part, we're not going to read the whole entire story. Just from reading this small part of the story, if you're not familiar with baseball terms, it's probably some words on there that you're probably not going to understand. So what we chose to do was we gave you guys the beginner's guide to baseball terms to kind of like help out the ones who didn't have a background knowledge of baseball. So with these terms, and after reading this story, which we read yesterday, but we're just going over briefly, how would having these set of terms help you to analyze what is going on in this story? If you did not understand some of the baseball terms, how could the baseball guys to terms kind of help you better connect to the story?
Well, it helps me know what's going on because I don't know anything about baseball. So
Good.
that, like, I didn't even know you could make the ball do what you wanted it to do. I didn't know you could make it curve. I just thought you threw it, and if it curved, it was a curveball. I didn't know it So this helps me know what is actually happening, so I can comprehend the story.
Good. And so when we comprehend and understand things that are going on in the story, we make personal connections to it. So what other type of connections can we make from using this text and using this text? What type of connection would that be? That would be a text-to-text connection. So the text-to-text connection will help everyone be able to understand what's going on, even if you don't really know much about baseball. So what we're going to do today is I want everyone to take out a sheet of paper, and we're going to write a short journal prompt that's pretty much going to describe how this text, or having a personal connection, which would be text itself, how it was helpful to you of analyzing what the story was talking about. So this text that we use is called a supplemental text. So we want everyone to write about how either this text helped you understand what was going on, or how your personal knowledge of baseball might help you understand what was going on in the story.
And we already read the No Spit Sleeping Knuckler, so kind of use what you remember, what we read in that story, and think about if there are any things that happened in that story that you didn't understand, but now you do. Definitely write about that.
And you guys have a copy of the story still with you in case you need to refresh your memory on anything that's, that you want to put in your paper. Do we have any questions about what you guys are supposed to do?
So am I writing about my knowledge about baseball, or am I writing about the story?
You're writing about the connection. If you know about baseball, you're going to relay your personal connection to the story. But if you, yeah, and if you don't have a personal background knowledge of baseball, you're going to write about the connection that you were able to make from this with the story, or how this allows you to understand what was going on in the story. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to write that. Alright guys, we're going to take about 30 more seconds on this, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, we're going to stop our writing there. If we can we get one person to just summarize your ideas of what you wrote about, and then we're going to move on. Either one.
What is it? Okay. My older brother played baseball for many years. I have countless childhood memories from growing up by the dugout. These memories and moments taught me so much about the game. My background in baseball terms helped me comprehend this text.
Okay, that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take up your journal entries, and we'll give them back to you guys after we assess what you learned through the activity.
Okay, so after Mr. Terry collects all of your journal prompts, we're going to move to spelling. And you've already been introduced to your spelling words for the week, so you got those yesterday. and we're gonna actually play a game to review your spelling words. So, we would have flask waters, but, they got left today. So we're gonna use these, or you can just kind of use your hands when we play the game. So we're gonna go be gentle. Yeah, we're gonna go through the directions. Okay, so in groups of 3, you're gonna come to the board and you'll each be given a flask water. There will be several words that appear on the screen, and all of which are your weekly spelling words. There is one that is misspelled, and when you identify the misspelled word, you're supposed to slap it with your flask water. And then the first person to slap the misspelled word will then correctly spell it aloud for your class. Does everybody understand? Anybody have any questions? Okay, so we have 3 words, just one is spelled incorrectly, and you have to slap it, and then once you got that, we will spell it correctly. So do I have 3 volunteers? All right, we'll all get a chance to go, so don't worry. But let's start with Kristen and Becca. All right, now you all have to turn around, and y'all can turn around like face your class.
She's in the middle, she has more leverage.
We can get real close to you so we can all.
All right, are y'all ready? Kristen, you can't be looking.
That's my girlfriend. Making mine more slappable.
Shoot. Okay, so I think Kristen was going to first. So what word is that supposed to be?
Lifeless.
And how is it supposed to be spelled?
Lifeless.
Okay.
Lifeless.
Good. Did everybody hear her? Okay, so what are the other words up here? Kelsey, what's the second word?
Mileage.
And it's spelled correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what about the third word?
Usable.
Is it spelled correctly? Great. All right, great job.
Okay, do we win?
No, go finish. How is that?
No intrinsic reward.
Okay, do I have 3 more on here? Okay, go come on. I need another one.
That's fun.
Y'all turn around. Face your class face. All right, are y'all ready? Go. Okay. Taylor, what is that word?
It goes entirely.
Okay, how do you spell entirely?
ENTIRELY.
Okay, and how did you know that that was the incorrectly spelled word, Rebecca?
Because it's missing.
Okay. Good.
Also, these are right.
So you knew those were right, so you can eliminate those. Good. Great. All right. Perfect. Oh, I need your flask water. Thank you. All right, 3 more. Excellent. Come on, everybody. It's fun. All right, I have 4 more.
I already knew that. You saw me slap usable already.
Okay. All right, y'all be paying attention because this is a review for y'all as well. All right, you can go. Okay, which word is that?
Forceful.
And how should you spell it?
There's only supposed to be 1 L.
Okay, do I agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, 3 more.
Take you out.
All right, are y'all ready? All right, y'all can go. Okay, Lindsay, good job. What's that word supposed to be?
Divided.
Okay.
Or D-I-V-I-D-E-D.
Good
Divided.
job. Great.
I like to say the words.
All right, 3 more. If somebody can read that, thank you. You can go next time. Okay, now, but y'all turn around and y'all kind of go to before the next one.
You
No,
get
no,
the
no,
middle.
no, no.
I was in the middle one.
Okay. I want y'all as a class to look at this and see if y'all can think of the misspelled word first and spell it in your head. All right, y'all all did that? Okay, y'all can go now. Oh,
Kristen is too good.
okay, Kristen, what's the word?
Mileage. Take out an E, M-I-L-E-A-G-E.
Good job. So is that what the rest of y'all found when y'all looked for it? Okay, great. Thank you for volunteering. Who wants to come next? This is where you
You can still guess it's two.
Alright, now we're gonna do the same thing on all y'all look. Can y'all find the wrong word in that one? Yeah? Everybody get a chance to see it?
I can't tell me.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so this one might be a little tricky, but come on here. Are y'all ready? Alright, go. That was close. How do you spell replacement?
REPLACEMENT.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. And those are your spelling words. So just continue to practice them throughout this week because we will be assessed on them. So thanks for participating.
Okay, so is there anything that you'll notice about all of these words that they had in common? What do all of these words have that we've learned about earlier this week already? Yep. Okay, what's an ending? What's another word for ending? Suffix. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write on the board the suffixes, all the suffixes that were included in these words, okay? Now while I'm doing that, everybody take out a piece of paper, okay? You can write them down, or if you just want to reference the board, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with these in just a second. Okay, now when you write a suffix and you just want the suffix, you can write this little dash, and this dash means that there's supposed to be a word attached to it, okay? So, what we're going to do is that you already got these spelling words, and we've given them to you, and they all have suffixes. What you are going to do is discuss in your groups and try to think of as many words as you can that have these suffixes, okay? Does that make sense? So, if anybody struggles with suffixes, what's a strategy that maybe you could use if you're struggling and trying to find words that have these suffixes? Does anybody have any suggestions?
You can pick, like for LY, you can pick a word and then typically just add onto it.
So what is that called when you pick a word and then add onto it? What is the word called?
A root.
A root word. So if you're struggling, maybe you can come up with a root word and add the suffix onto it, okay? So everybody come up with your supplemental word list, that's what it's called, and come up with as many words with these suffixes as you can, okay? And discuss with your groups. Yeah, with the ending.
I know you're silent about it.
Words describe me.
Happily.
Anything else you want to do this activity?
Oh yeah, I've been talking. I'm sorry, I'll write.
I have so like 10.
No, you can discuss races then, right? That's a good strategy.
Engagement less.
Is there strategy in Chinese?
Tiffany found a lot of words.
I think the part about that, like the spending, and then I was like, oh, paying, selling, right?
So did you
Shopping.
think of the root word spin?
Are there any of these words that you could attach this into?
Let's make sure we keep it PG.
I don't know.
I don't think
so either.
Can you try to find a word that might be able to have different endings?
Like the same root word for
The
each
same
of
word that you can attach these endings to, and it will still make sense.
Yeah, like managing, management.
Yeah. Good job.
Me too.
Y'all have a lot of words, but I ordered them.
Apartment, punishment.
Oh, vividly, morally.
Not morally.
Powerful word, though.
Establishment, basement. Hey, all things I'm tanning. Dancing. Dancing. Something What's going on over here? I'm come up with a lot of forcible. Understandable.
Why are you gonna dance? Why will you be dancing today?
Musical.
It's not really.
Musically filled.
There you go. Okay, can you try to find one word, one root word that can apply to several of these suffixes? That's your challenge. Okay, how can but I don't think that's
Enjoyment. Is that
yeah. I don't, but what about, Rebecca came up with a good one. She said,
Enjoyable.
like, you could say joyfully. Joyfully. I always found you.
Joyless.
Writing, drawing, coloring. Okay, everybody, can we bring it back up to the table?
Learnable is a learn.
Okay, I want one group to pick whoever wants to share. Just pick either the best word that you found that you thought was really amazing, or share with us one root word that you found that had several suffixes that could be attached to it. Okay, let's start with this group right here.
Okay. Technically, I could cheat and say joy and then do all the enjoyable words. But if I said joy, I got joyful, joyfully, joyless, enjoyable, enjoying, and enjoyment. If you count like the joy in the middle. Okay. But technically, enjoy different words.
Okay, that's okay. Good job. Okay, what about this table?
Are we just sharing words that we got for each suffix?
Yeah.
I didn't do
You just share whatever. No, you share whatever you want.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go down the list. For the LY, we have like vividly. For the FUL, I think I just put beautiful for that one. ING, put talking. For able, we put permeable.
Good.
For MENT, we put establishment. For heartless.
Okay. What about this table? Let's try to go quickly.
Oh, I put all things that I will be doing in order of when I will be doing them. ING words. Sleeping, eating, showering, dancing, singing. That's it.
Very good. Okay, personal connection. All right, what about this last table?
Knowingly.
Knowingly. Ooh, how many suffixes does that have? 2 suffixes. That's a good word. Good job, guys. Does everybody understand suffixes? Any questions? Yes.
What about the word cement?
Yeah, we did write that.
Cement? No. Is C, could you use C as its own word?
I see you.
No.
I swim in the sea.
C, this should be the root word, and then you add this suffix. Is this a word by itself? No. So what if you said C and then added like an ING? Would that be a suffix? Yes, because you can use C by itself. So whatever you're attaching the suffix to, that word should be able to be used by itself. Does that make sense?
I understand.
Okay, good. Yay!
Any more questions about suffixes?